Dade City, world famous Waldo is not in with us tonight, so keep him and his family in prayer. Got the one and only A.K.A. Ruff Greg Doss with us.
What?
What's going on, Ruff? How you feeling tonight?
Feel my hands like I always do.
Okay. As I did tell y'all earlier there on Facebook, social media, we got a special episode for y'all this evening. We finna get into the narrative with these children today and these threats being placed on schools. So I had to go back out to my resource manual, and the man to my right, his family needs no introduction. So without further ado, longtime educator Henry TuBoy Washington.
What's good?
What's going on?
It's gonna be good. This kind of like an NFC South conference. We got the Bucks, Saints, and Falcons all represented tonight, so this is gonna be a good one. Well, too, I want to get right into it, man, because I know we talked about when I reached out to you about this situation with these kids, and threatening on schools. You did a free game Friday, which I recommend y'all go check out. And the light just came on, man. So, you being in the school system, what's your take on this right now, man? What's going on?
Yeah. So, what's good people out there in the Bay Area? So right now, man, it's just really kids. What I see now, and it's been building up. It just didn't happen overnight. But the social media aspect is really getting kids in trouble, man. It's getting them in trouble left and right. And one of the big things we're seeing right now is kids get mad and they make threats. They're making threats to schools. They're making threats to teachers. They're making threats to individual students. And it's getting them jammed up. They're getting in trouble, because we have to take threats serious. And that's another thing I was telling parents.
Oh, absolutely.
We got to take all threats serious. You can't just say, oh, well, he was mad at the time, so that's why he said that or did that on social media, or that's why, he said that to that kid. He didn't mean it, or she didn't mean it. That's not a road you want to go down. Making threats, saying you're going to shoot up the school, blow up the school, shoot a teacher, shoot a classmate, whatever it is. That's just not the road to go down. When you get upset, you better learn how to control your emotions. And I think I said, on my free game, I'd rather you say, this school suck, or they can kiss my ass, anything, but other than, I'm keeping it real, y'all know me how I do.
Keep it funky.
I'd rather you say anything other than you gonna shoot up the school or hurt somebody or shoot somebody, blow up something. So, yeah. So
I got a nephew at Winthrop, and, they had some disturbances out there, and it's like, no schools are exempt, so I don't know if this is like a fad, okay, well, this school say they gonna do something. Okay, then this school like Newsom, which is located. Newsom is in Fish Hall.
Yeah,
very affluent area.
Affluent everything.
You ain't hurting for nothing.
Man, come on, bro. So, if you living in Fish Hall, you doing pretty damn good for yourself.
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well. So I mean, and that the narrative has, to me, has changed to where it's now it's like, okay, well, I could get out here and I get mad about something. You know what? I'm gonna blow the school. Like who thinks like that? I've never had that.
How do you get that, man?
Like that? Yeah.
But that's really what we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with people just go on and say whatever they want to say. And to be fair and be honest, it's not just kids. It's adults doing it. Adults do it. They get mad.
I was gonna get there. Not being in control of your emotions at at such a high level is what causes kids to not have any control of their emotions at a lower, so-called lower level.
Right.
Things that we never, really did. I don't recall ever seeing parents show up at an institution of learning, lower or otherwise, angry when they got there at the school. I saw us terrified, like, Lord have mercy, but don't let them call my mom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It's time
we all had to move.
Man, it's time to change now.
What's his name?
Herbert Harris.
Yeah, times done changed now, boy.
Yeah. Well, that happened when I was at Bond Elementary up in Tallahassee. My first, my introduction into working into the education system, because I had almost 4 years in. Okay. I left from adult education. It wasn't called Memorial. Was it called Memorial? It wasn't Memorial. It was Hillsborough Adult Education at the time. Okay. Now it's Memorial.
Yeah,
it's Memorial right across from Hillsborough.
Yeah. Okay.
Adult education. Adult education at the time. I saw the remnants of what was happening with young people who didn't get their credits or what have you in high school. And it was a few, and then it became a part of the system.
But let me ask you this too, if I can. now I notice that now these games they're limiting tickets for game availability for games.
Yep.
Also, as far as you got to come in, you can't come in without an adult if you're a certain age.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of
Really?
takes away. Yeah.
They
You can't.
starting
Yeah.
to get to what? Yeah. I mean, just
You gotta be able to chaperone. If you
you
14, I think you gotta be of age. Like you can't be. You have to be 18. If you
To
under
go to
18, high school football game, yeah, they're really cracking down because they say they eat gangs and it's fighting.
fighting.
Too many kids out here just
and kids, they go to other schools' games,
right.
and then some of the administrators and the adults don't really know these kids, and the kids know that, and
Right.
they out there wreaking havoc and just
Yeah.
kind of just bad behavior, bro. And it just
crazy.
spills over into every aspect of our life.
Like
Like a year or two ago, y'all saw when they was fighting at the Brandon movie theater on I think it was like a school day when they didn't have to go to school.
Right.
Or a 3-day weekend, whatever it was.
Right.
It was like a 3-day weekend. And they went up there and just
Right there,
the movie
Regency,
theater.
Regency, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, man,
Wow.
the behavior
Then
is
they had a
just
skate
spilling
party.
over into...
They tore up a skate party, and also special prayers to the young kid that just got murdered
Yeah, at
last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago at Citrus Park.
Citrus
Oh
Park.
yeah, I saw that.
And that was, I don't know if he was wrong place, wrong time. I don't know a lot about the information, but they did apprehend the man that
Young man,
the young
yeah.
kid that shot him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing now is that we didn't live with that sense of danger when we
No.
went to school.
Not that sense of
You
danger.
worried more
No.
about crossing the street and paying attention than you did
Right.
about just somebody going to.
Pull out a gun or start shooting.
And that's the thing. Like, why is it that parents are not in tune with what their children have, what they have access to? I think that's the most alarming part.
I think they are. They still don't think they want to deal with being responsible and accountable.
But I think about the kid in Georgia that murdered the kids last month, and you think about that his father
Bought
gave him the green light.
Yeah, bought him the gun.
After an incident, the father bought him the gun, and now Dad is never going to see the light of day again.
Bought him a gun.
Now that's what I want to ask y'all. What's your take on that? Should the parents be held accountable if these children
that's
are?
called culpable negligence or whatever
Yes.
Georgia's statute is.
I'm saying in Florida, if they happen in Florida,
It does exist.
okay, so they should be held accountable too. Then
No, you will be.
okay,
He gave him a gun.
He bought the gun
He
for
negligently
him.
provided him a gun
Yes.
with an understanding that there were other. The boy had issues before. The boy had
He
issues.
already had issues.
Yeah, and he
So
bought
he
him.
ignored all the red flags.
Yeah.
Golly, y'all know y'all kids, know y'all family.
Yeah,
I mean, you
certainly.
and
raising them.
that's the thing. Like going back to knowing your children. Like
Come on, man.
I couldn't hide nothing growing up. I tried to, but I couldn't hide nothing growing
And
up.
nobody's saying your kids gonna be perfect. I mean, my kids, I'm blessed to have great
What's up,
kids.
Tay?
But
Yeah.
my kids, but some things I just know my kids ain't gonna do.
They
Now I ain't
probably-
saying they perfect and they ain't gonna make mistakes.
Right.
But my son go get a gun and want to shoot somebody. Come on, bro.
I mean, you got kids that are going to maybe be mischievous, but like you say, going to
come on, man.
That's part of growing
draw a
up.
fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
part of
go
growing
you
up.
gonna do things. You are gonna mess up. But as far as they going to get a firearm and
Listen,
I got the intent. I'm going to school. I'm gonna shoot the school.
I'm gonna say what I always say. I got my formative education in Biloxi, Mississippi. You know how many of my friends had guns because their parents hunted.
Oh yeah, hunting.
So, and they had derringers. They had pistols. It was just in Mississippi, Biloxi. Before the casinos came back.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so,
okay, I feel you.
and nobody told me I'm gonna take my gun to school and shoot. It just didn't come up at all.
But do you think it's more from a sense of say pressure, looking for acceptance, or I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. What is it that's drawing these kids
Our music,
to take this
have love
extreme
music. They have violent music, and the violent music is it so
Carries more
permeates
weight.
it permeates our community to such an extent that there's no hip hop equivalent to New Edition. There's no hip hop equivalent to Grandmaster Flash.
But I mean, we weren't like you was gone, but NWA came out your last year of school, but you weren't thinking about killing nobody. Music to listen to, very aggressive,
And
but
well, we also could watch. We looked at music in that day, no different. We looked at Bugs Bunny pushing somebody off the cliff.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
entertainment. You go back to life. Nobody thought that killing somebody was. I'm trying to think. Well, I guess I'm not really one to talk just based upon what I did for this country, but the idea that you would think about just killing, but I never thought about killing an American. It just never crossed my mind with that in that respect. In an atmosphere of war, yeah, they kind of train you. You can think about following an instruction, But nobody would have thought about was this descend on some county or town in the state.
And then I've been told they've been fighting that. They've been having fights at Middleton, like,
that's
day in, day out, like, and it's just like
even young them had them problems.
That's the neighborhood stuff, man. I don't really know what's going on with that neighborhood.
I've never understood.
But the neighborhood stuff, it boils over and they bring it to school.
Bring it to school, okay.
And then the school gets blamed. You know, I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, "Oh, that school." No. I made a free game about this too one time. I know I stepped on some toes, but I don't care. People love to say what the school grade is, and I'm gonna say this till I'm 6 feet in the grave. Whatever the school grade is, that's the community grade too. So it ain't just the school. So if the school a F, the community a F. If the school don't aim it, because the school is a part of the community. The school is not just some building that's just sitting there. It's a part of the community.
Right.
So we need the community. And
especially when you look at Middleton, because Middleton is smack dab. See, like when you look at, say, Tech and King are, I don't want to say because, you know, you got the apartment complex, but, you know, the houses, subdivisions are, but Middleton is like right here.
It's also a storage institution. It's a storage institution for us. Mm-hmm. And that pride don't exist. The same thing for the university, same thing for Blake. Although Blake's not the same.
But Blake has been gentrified, so if you go through West Tampa, Bay Street ain't the same.
But
at all.
Totally ain't.
No, not at all. Neither is Carver City or West Shore Alliance. Neither is the West Shore Alliance.
It's not West Shore Alliance. Yeah.
Right.
Neither is the West Shore Alliance.
Hillsborough is also another school that's within the community. It's in a neighborhood, and the kids from the neighborhood, that's where they go.
Yeah, and they go, and they have neighborhood issues, and they bring it to school, and then, you know, it's just, man, I don't know what the solution is, but we definitely need more community involvement. We need parental accountability. We need everybody, all hands on deck. You can't just point at the school and blame the schools.
Well, like you said, if the community gets an F, but I think also too is that it goes back to, I was always raised that your teacher don't have to like you.
No.
Teacher ain't got to like you.
Damn sure.
No.
But you got to do your work while you're in that teacher's class because your grade is going to reflect that.
What Bernice said?
I agree with you on that.
Is you the only one out of 30 others in their class, but you the only one that stick out.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Right.
And that's you're not doing your work. Anything we can on,
Oh no. Times done changed. It used to be, man.
There was some questioning, boys. We need some interrogation.
Heck yeah. Now a student will tell you quick, my mama gonna come out here and cuss all y'all out. Now for a student to have the gall to say that,
but even to say that and be comfortable saying that,
right? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So that tell you what type of time some of these parents on, bro.
Absolutely. But Miss James, I don't know if she's still with us. Up from Bond. I know that happened. I know one time that happened when I was at Bond, and she told the resource officer, "I need you to trespass them and escort them off the property. You never can come back to my school."
Now let me ask you too, because you've been,
and I'm with that.
You've worn a lot of different hats through your climb through education. Does it put you in a? Because I know some of the parents can be tense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They can be tense, and then it's always gonna be where my baby's not wrong, y'all wrong. It's on y'all.
Right.
How would you? Because I mean, and I think one thing I know about you is that you being from the community, and inner city kid, you can relate.
Yeah.
To the kids. I think that's always been your gift. You have
for sure.
Is relatability.
Right. So,
how would you handle those types of situations when kids, parents come in crunk like that?
Yeah, so when parents come in, if anybody listen to any other administrators, not every administrator can talk and move the way I do. I'm very authentic. As soon as they hit my door, they already know I'm gonna be authentic. So everybody can't say the same thing, but we can still get the same point across. So the way I will approach it, I approach it in my way, and I just talk to the parents or whatever, and I let them know, look, you know, I see your son doing A, B, C, and D. Ain't nobody lying on your son. We don't have time for that. I also pull up their history. I pull up their discipline history.
There you go.
And I'm like, look, man, he done had 17 referrals. They all say he cussed the teacher out. So all these teachers can't be lying.
And
I'm looking at his, you know what I'm saying?
And you were
Not
made
only
aware.
did he do it this year, last year, I could pull up last year too, 22 referrals. doing it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so you already got your ducks in a row when
the
you
history
come.
don't lie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
don't.
saying? And
Everything's automated.
So how do they handle that when you get at to them like that? What's the conversation like there?
Yeah, well, sometimes the conversation definitely changed, especially with me, because I'm just, like I said, I'm going to lay it out to them and say, look, this is what I need your son to do, a daughter, whatever. A lot of times with me, the conversation had changed once I showed them that. Now, I have seen them go at other administrators or whatever in a different manner and try to say, oh, y'all just against my child and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, nobody's against a kid. Well, let me not say that. I can't say nobody, because nothing is everything and nothing is nothing, you know,
right,
100%. So I'm not going to say that. But for the most part, most educators are trying to work with the kids to get
because you don't want
to get them where they need to be.
Put them on their path through life. But like you said, but even like, I know you spoke about like when kids are juniors and they don't have enough credits or hours, then they're on the path to not graduate.
Right.
And I think that's the thing that parents should be in tune.
Right.
Ask those questions.
Yes. So,
you know, how's my child? Is my child on pace?
Yeah. So it's a little misleading. I don't like the way we do some things in education, and one of them is, and I understand why they do it, because we have so many ways to make up credits now that you don't have to retain a student. A student don't have to fail. They don't have to stay in the 9th grade or 10th grade. They can go on and they can make them credits up later with credit recovery and all the other stuff that we have in place.
Right.
But it's misleading when a kid go from 9th grade to 10th grade, and 10th grade to 11th grade. It's misleading because the parents think, oh, well, he went from 9th grade to 10th grade. He must have did his work. No, he could be a 10th grader with 2 credits. You need 6 credits a year to get to that 24. You know what I'm saying? 6 to 7 credits a year.
Do they still do summer school?
We do some
those that
versions
need
of
it, or so those that trying to get ahead.
Technically summer school, but they have programs where they can work during the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they get credits for that, correct?
Yeah, they get credits, and then they can go to have enough credits to graduate.
To graduate early.
Some can graduate early. Some can get caught up. Some can get caught up and graduate on time.
That's what I was curious about, because I hear a lot of times these kids, you know, maybe go off to school, play ball, sports, or whatever. They can leave in December.
Oh yeah.
For
like, football.
Why they got
their credits in it.
Anissa graduated early. Remember, she's in college now, but she should be. Yeah,
the football players they can graduate. Yeah.
Okay.
They can finish early and go on to the
I don't know how
campus.
you don't nowadays, because
you got every opportunity to do it now.
I still marvel at how Calvin managed, because you look, you can hit the COVID year, but because at Jesuit in Berkeley, my kids weren't allowed to graduate early. But the way that they can navigate life through the computer, like even Booty, Junior, Ricardo Jr. and them came through and said they do everything on their phone.
Well, that's the thing now. There's so much.
How you don't get done early.
It's so much information that's available.
Man, you can knock out classes if you really want to. There's a lot of opportunities out there that our students not taking advantage of.
Unfair. Yeah, I'm hating, because they,
You say you're hating.
Yeah, we could have gotten 11th grade around 10th grade the way it is now.
Yeah. But I'm be honest, I didn't want to miss the. I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed all. I think sometimes too much, but I enjoyed the high school experience. I want to graduate with my class. Like, I know sometimes we got athletes that get reclassed. I don't agree with that, but to each his own.
Yeah, to each his own.
But I believe that, I want to come in, if this is my class, this is what I want to lead with.
Yeah,
I want to walk with.
Yeah, I want to walk with them.
I want to get delayed, hold on. I'm with, when you just here, like, I don't want that. So we're going to take our first break, but like I said, we got TuBoy Washington kicking it with us tonight. So rather, we do every show, we dedicate to my man, Will D. Left us a couple years ago, man. Like I said, we keep riding for you, baby. Cigar Life, CIGRLYFE.com. Got some good apparel on there. Ruff, let everybody know what you got going on with GD, NAFSA, LML. Sir.
What I have going on? Nothing. No, but no, we have Greg Dawes, GD, non-attorney pro se consultants. We don't give legal advice. What we do is, and lately, not that Torres had anything to do with it, but we've talked about it, and I think we're like at 860 now, Torres. So I think by 1,000 we'll probably do something through this venue. But we try to help show people a path that I took when it comes to self-representation. We're getting plenty of views. I would highly suggest, if you have any questions, you go to, YouTube, GDNAPSC, Greg Dawes, GDNAPSC on YouTube. You can actually even witness me in live court appearances. So check it out, and we appreciate the support.
Okay. With that being said, we're gonna take our first break.
Stop calling me at the last minute when you got a problem too.
Hey, now before you say we do not own the right to this music, so don't you say that.
Hey,
no, we do not.
I gave him some
We're gonna
money
take our
for it,
first break. Torre, we back in like about a minute and a half. Do you? All right, what's going on, good people? Yours truly, EZDZ. We get to the second segment of Chop Shop. As I stated earlier, world famous Waldo's not in with us. Prayers to him, Tariq, and the family. A.K.A. Ruff, Greg Dawes kicking it.
That was our music, though.
No, that wasn't our music. And our special guest today, Henry TuBoy Washington. So before we got off, you were talking about the parents coming in with the interactions. And also something you do, and I want to bring this up too, and I want to really get behind the spearhead this movement, what you do with the haircuts for the kids. And I think that's something that a lot of times is kids are so cruel with the bullying, and like you say, the outfits, you got, like I heard a lady yesterday say, we spend so much time, we got to make sure our kids are dressed nice when they go to school. But when you say dress nice, I mean, that's a shirt and some pants, shirts and shorts. It's hot in Florida.
Yeah, true.
But when you don't have, to me, and I always feel like this, a haircut is something that always make me feel, even like right now, 53 years old, I feel good about getting my haircut.
It's like women when they get their hair done.
Right.
You step different.
You move different. Your movement's different.
You step with got some pep in your step. You feeling good. That's a basic need, bro.
Yeah.
That's basic self-care.
Right.
And some people can't afford it. And
I think that's my thing. That's the troubling part when you have kids that are in school and might have on, because I mean, like for me, it's funny. everybody fresh the first week of school.
Oh yeah.
Everybody fresh. You know, whatever you rocking, whatever your brand is, you're the Jordans, whatever, True Religion, whatever you into, you rocking them the first week. And I just think for you to take that upon yourself to like, hey man, I'm going to a couple schools and cut these kids' hair.
Yeah.
I'm pledging right now, man. The next time you do that, we're gonna chop and pay for the first 4 or 5 cuts. We'll do that because I think it's.
I'm about to ask you about it because I used to do that when I was at when we were at Bond, and I said it because it was an inner city school in Tallahassee. It was right behind Bragg at the time, but the fact that we don't have the sense of community that I think we need. And again, I'll blame my generation because I was born in the watershed year of '68. Do they still play Keep Your Eyes on the Prize? Do they still play regular, like on rotation on PBS?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We done moved on past.
Yeah, PBS is some of the past.
Because we got a lot of stuff that's happening now.
Yeah,
that can actually be related to what happened in the 60s.
It's now all eyes on me.
It's just happening in a different form.
Well, exactly, but but
it's the same struggle.
The same struggle.
Yeah, no, it's the same struggle. I agree.
It kept us connected.
That's the part we missing.
Yeah,
we're missing that part.
I got people who speak as if everything you got was because you did something when you got here. No, you're standing on the shoulder of people who made sacrifices, knowing they would not live to see whatever they were struggling for to fruition.
Right,
and I think that's the most important thing. Like when you tell minorities to get out and vote, it's so important that you get out and vote. Because watching the debate a couple weeks ago, it was somewhat disheartening when you hear one person talk about folks eating cats and dogs. Like what are you talking about?
And the thing that made me upset about that, since we pivoted on that one, somebody in it that's running for president can easily pick up the telephone and call Springfield, Ohio, and speak to the mayor, or speak to city officials, or speak to the sheriff to verify information before you go in front of 67 million people and say something that's not true. I mean, how easy is it to pick up the phone? That's like me. I'm in the school system. If I hear something going on at Newsom, or something going on at King, or Jefferson, or Hillsborough, or Middleton, I can easily pick up the phone and say, hey, man, I got kids out here saying such and such happening. No, Wash, that ain't happening, man. The kids just... they blowing it out of proportion.
Right.
Before I get on a public forum and say, oh, they over at Middleton and they over there, I don't know, something outrageous, raping girls in the bathroom. I'm not going to put out misinformation without checking my sources, bro. Nor
am I going to get on. The thing is, I
know we made a little pivot, but it's all
ain't no pivot. No, I unglue on these clowns. And make it clean and make it clear that when somebody can come on and say, yeah, I make up information to get people to focus on something, you're not focusing on that crazy other candidate in Ohio, but I won't get onto that until I get on my own platform. But the reality is, nothing is hard to find. There's this Google machine. There's ways of
you pick up the phone and call.
Well, he knew that anyway, but he knew he wanted to take it off. He wanted to take it off of that barrage of ass whooping he was taking at the time.
I took it like shock value. Like, let me throw this out there.
But now look at the unintended consequences. Now people, the kids in the community can't go to school because people getting bomb threats. We just talking about threats. Right. Adults calling schools talking about they're gonna blow up schools.
And the state troopers.
And then some of the colleges had to cancel classes.
They're getting escorted by state troopers to school. And you're talking about a community that doesn't have the resources to afford that. And the other unfortunate part is, the underlying story is the people who were brought there legally for the sake of helping to restore the town because of the COVID, when people started working from home.
Right, when they started,
Right, and now the community starting to grow. Now, granted, there's going to be some growing pains, such as when you're talking about, it used to be called ESOL, like those kind of people. You had to put in English as a secondary or whatever language.
Say their language. Yeah. I remember that.
But they had to put in support for the people who were coming in. Yeah. But other than that, there was no issue. And also they brought in factories, decided to stay in that area. Yeah. They helped the community grow. Absolutely. And also crime is not high among people who are here illegally anyway, because they always suffer the threat of deportation.
Right, and they always
Slick Rick.
They try to lay low. And then I saw something they were saying, oh, they're voting.
Idiots.
It ain't. Anybody that's illegal here
Cannot vote.
First of all, they can't vote, so that's not legal.
Yeah.
And second of all, most of the people that's here illegally, they not gonna even risk trying to go vote because they know if they get caught, they out of here. So they like to lay low. They gonna lay low. If you somewhere you ain't supposed to be, 9 times out of 10 they laying low somewhere.
You trying to stay
they
on
don't
the
want
radar.
to get, you know what I'm saying?
You
You're trying to stay out the way.
Yeah,
I know if I'm doing
me.
something I ain't supposed to be doing,
I
I'm
want
laying
nobody to see
low.
me. I want nobody to see me.
Well, you feel me?
And from TuBoy.
And we done all did stuff we you know shouldn't have been doing, but we wasn't broadcasting it.
No, and we couldn't get deported. And thank you, by the way, TuBoy, I appreciate you bringing up the fact that the FBI has showed over the last 2 years, crime is down 3% per year. So I didn't make that. I'm not that.
But I just think the narrative.
Misinformation.
I don't want to. I would have tried to get back. Yeah, like I said, but like I said, just throw it out again.
Just outright.
November 5th, man. Make your vote. Make your vote count.
We're good next month.
Yeah, we can start
Early voting.
Early vote. I'm saying, but go do it.
Yeah, go do it.
November 5th.
Please go do the early voting because it tends to be less tedious.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You can get it in,
you don't
get
have
it
to
done.
wait on the day of.
Yeah.
Yes, please go do it. And that's
Early
Monday
voting.
through Friday.
And actually, what you call it, Monday, next Tuesday is October 1st.
Yeah.
So, you get in, I think it's the 5th, I'm not mistaken, right?
It's a month out, a month
About
early.
a month
early.
Okay.
October. Yeah.
I'm with you, Parham.
Yeah.
Parham say vote blue. Yeah, but that's what I think. But I think that's the thing that we got to. And I don't want to dev you off until I want to get back to, like I say, what you were doing as far as speaking about
So
the cream with the haircut.
And actually, when they do that other stuff, they can't vote either. Because maybe you can if it gets. You have to make sure your time's over because now felons can vote. Make sure y'all go back and vote too.
Yeah. They need to reinstate all the felons.
Yeah.
If one can run for president, they need to reinstate all of them. But anyway, getting back to
I like
that.
Go ahead.
But getting back to
and he only has 34 convictions.
Yeah, only 34, right? But getting back to the situation with the cutting hair. Throughout my career, I've always given free haircuts, but now it's a little more. Schools know about it now. It started with my girl Dion. I think Dion was on just now. Dion Moraine, Primetime, my classmate. Okay. So she called me up. I think I kept you in the loop.
Yeah. I remember you told me about it.
There was a young man, hair messed up. He wear the hoodie. Teachers, admin asked him to take his hoodie off. He wouldn't. So now he looks like he being defiant, but he really not being defiant. He know if he take that hoodie off, it's because he had patches. It was just not a good situation. All right. So she hit me up on the phone. She said, "Hey man, look, we got this student. He really need a haircut because they got him in the office. Say, man, look, you about to get in trouble because every time somebody asks you to take your hoodie off, you disobeying them." So he took the hoodie off in the office. They saw his hair was jacked up. Then she called me and she said, "Look, can you come cut his hair?" So the following day, I set it up for the next day. Went and cut his hair, gave him a fresh haircut.
So let me ask you, did he know that you was doing it?
So she got permission. So I have an actual permission slip that I sent out. Or if I don't get the permission slip signed, you can call the parent verbally and say, "Hey, we got a barber coming tomorrow, licensed barber. Is it okay if your child get a haircut?" Haircut's like $30 now.
Right.
So you think a parent gonna say nope? The licensed barber coming and show some love to your kid. So that's how it kind of started.
Okay.
I hooked them up. Then I hooked a couple other kids up, and now it's catching on. Other schools. I go to Jefferson. I help some kids out over there at Jefferson
University.
Anthony University. Greco. I got a couple other schools that I'm about to put on the list as far as working with the kids.
So it's like once a month you hit a different school?
I try to, if my schedule permit, because I'm always out to schools anyway.
Right.
But if I can work it in and cut a couple kids' hair.
Let's try like I said, we're gonna get behind that, man. So whenever next time you do that, because I'm an old school dude, man. I live on the value of appreciation.
Yeah.
And that's something that you don't have to do, but you choose to do it.
Yeah.
So just to say, hey, if it means like, okay, man, if you cut 5 heads, here's $60.
I feel
thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing when that goes back to the support narrative that I spoke of earlier, that we have to get better as far as saying that part of the struggle in the community that we don't support each other.
Right, I agree.
And I stand strong on that because as you do business and you build relationships, like, I saw you at Dre's thing. Shout out Coach Dre Lewis.
Yeah.
Dre spoke on, when he gave his speech, he spoke on building relationships.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of people don't really take in the hand. I met you 1991 shooting ball at Woodmont. We got closer and formed Deuce, 1994.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I might run into you at the club and ladder, but like the last, say,
You're telling you
10 years ago. I mean, that was 30 years ago. But
40 years
in the
ago.
last, say, 10 years, we've been rolling. And I think that's the biggest thing with me is that if you treat people right and do right by people, those relationships never get stale.
Right. I agree
You
with
can't
that.
never say, man, Big D tried me, Big D beat me out of this, or did this to me, this, and this. It's always, and I've seen you a lot of different places, and it's always the same whenever we get together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been to your house, you've been to my house, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So we got that,
We got that
dynamic.
I'm in every hood.
Exactly. And I think that's the
them.
thing that a lot of people don't really understand, is that it's important that you build these relationships, because you never know where it may take you.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing this out there, man. So you let us know, give us your schedule, and
absolutely.
that we'll definitely get behind that.
I do appreciate that, and I don't do it for no reimbursement.
I understand that.
I do it for the love of the kids. I love to see the kid when they get a fresh haircut.
Cause they feel so much better about themselves.
I'm telling you. And then, you know, as educators, we always want the kids to learn, and learn this and do this and take this test. But when your basic needs not met, bro, you are not in a mental capacity to receive learning. You have to be in a space mentally to receive learning. And if you're not in a space mentally to receive it, you're not going to be able to do well in school. If your basic needs not met, bro.
It's not
And I think that's something that, I don't know if they could do something as far as, say, like, you may have kids that don't get their hair cut all summer. But going back to school, you want that.
Yeah, come on,
you want that cut. You want to walk into school that first day, and that's just like you said. That's a basic need.
Basic self-care.
That's a basic need.
And then some families can't afford it. And then I'm gonna get on some of these parents, and it ain't all parents that can't afford it. Cause some of these parents walking around with Gucci belts on and the latest, they got the latest name brand clothes on, and they walk around with a bag or whatever, expensive bag, but your kid hair ain't cut.
And I think that's
or your daughter hair not done. That ain't what it is. That ain't no flex, bro. If you fly, let me just put this out here. I know I start talking with some passion,
right?
But if you fly and your kids' basic needs ain't met, that ain't no flex.
At all.
That ain't a flex at all. You want to flex? Make sure your kids on point.
Yeah.
My biggest flex is my wife and kids. That's my biggest flex, bro.
Yeah.
Cause I can go to the corner store and get me a black tee, and that's $5.
Exhibit A, right there.
But my wife gonna be on point. My kids gonna be on point. That's my biggest flex, bro.
Probably I'm talking about the kids. The parent got 7 grams of weed, but can't get the kid. Won't get the kids.
I'm with Paul.
And
me and Parham don't agree on a lot of stuff, but I'm with you when you're right, bro.
Yeah, Parham be cloud all the time, but I think, but he's right on that. But I think also with that is that when you process it, I look at it like, and it's a couple years ago, and me and Dawg said it was troubling. I said we're gonna give away turkeys, and a lot of people that came and got the turkeys were in capacity to buy their own turkeys.
Yeah, I don't
so
like
it's
that
like, and it's like,
I ain't feeling that either, bro. You pulling up in a car, a $70,000, $80,000 car to get a free turkey. Yeah. Come on, man, prioritize your life, bro.
Or supplies.
Oh, you getting school supplies, and you getting out the car with a Louis V bag.
I told Big Bro, so troubling when I went. And we did at Conan. Shout out Mike Trier down there at Conan. We did the Blue Bear Drive there all weekend. So Pelham came through, Pastor T, Blue came through. A lot of different people came, but I think the most troubling thing was that when you tell people they can get something and it's free, well, hold on,
let me get 3 more for my such and such now.
Right.
Oh, if they can't come up here and get it.
And then we also implemented what we gave away. We had Italian ice lady came. We gave away 100 free Italian ices for the kids. You come down and get you some for the children. So I mean, and I think that was my struggle is that if you giving away something, and I know it's something that I don't want it because I'm not in need of it.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what community come in. If you giving away something, like my kids straight, I don't need a book bag for my kids. Now, if you see me getting a book bag, I'm an educator. I'm getting it because I know I'm going to run into some kids that's going to need it. Right. So I'm getting it and I'm stashing it for later on down the line when I'm at Greco or when I'm at King or I'm at Jefferson and I come across a kid that I know needs something. I'm going to go pop the trunk boom, here go a book bag, bro.
Right.
Because I know I'm gonna run into some of them kids because I'm in that world.
Right.
But if you ain't in that world and you just stocking up on book bags for no reason, you taking book bags from people that need it.
Really need it.
And I think that's the thing that was troubling because I'm like, man, you just like I had one lady come with, I wanted to get, let me get 6 of them. I'm like, 6?
Yeah, come on now.
Like, mama, come on now, for real, mama.
You're doing too much now.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, they free, but
Yeah, but we need.
okay, but this ain't.
Yeah, they ain't that type of party.
Yeah,
They're not free. I mean, people put their hard-earned money.
They're true. Everybody, a lot of people donate. Like so,
No,
we
good
raised,
point.
Yeah.
we
Good
raised,
point.
we raised enough money to have 860. So I had a goal for that, but I can't complain about because we gave a lot of them away. I gave Trig a box to give to a school. Then some kids at Foster got some. That's fine. But what I want to do this year, and we're gonna do it again in August, we're gonna get a certain amount of book bag. We're gonna put supplies in the books bag.
Yeah, I got you.
And I think that's the thing that when you have that community about you, and I tell people like, and I stand strong on this. I've done so much wrong in my life, and the Lord still has me here.
Yeah, God's
Yeah.
grace.
It's so important
Everybody have, bro.
that you give back.
We all have,
and
man.
I did some heinous stuff, some dangerous stuff. I was in that
And-
world.
and able to
You know
make
what I'm
it-
saying?
able to make it
And I'm
through.
still here.
But
So it's
God's
like
grace,
for me,
yeah.
God's grace got me
How-
through.
how-
So
how can you
let me
not
do my
be?
part and get
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
And even like now, and I'm just we're throwing this out there. Like for the last 3 Saturdays, I'm doing every Saturday during football season, regular season. I got with Said Christopher over at McDonald's. Said we buy 50 sausage biscuits every Sunday.
That's what's up.
And I may have somebody, hey, well, give me the money to get to us. Like so far, I got ISIS on here, Salita's House, GD Naps, King's Care, Conan's, Elevate Designs, WDZ Chop Shop, Dripping Designs, Zay Cuts, MOT. I got Saul Davis Printing. I got Tanisha Hubbard. She does real estate. Carlos Martin Auto Repair Center. But long story short,
C Mark.
yeah. But my struggle is that yesterday I fed 5 veterans, and it's troubling. Like these guys fought for our country,
Sacrifice.
and you out here on the street. It was the most hurtful thing to see, and I really found myself almost like to tears.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, here's a man out here that fought for our country, veteran hat on similar to yours, and I almost called you. It was like 8:50. I said, I ain't gonna bother Big Bro. I know you was probably up, but I ain't gonna bother you this early. So me and Lisa went out, and he was right there at Columbus and Tampa Street. I forgot the name. It used to be an old grocery back in the day.
They be over there by
But it's
the
right there to-
interstate by
Man, we go down
Harvey
Nebraska.
Park and all, over there
We
by
go
the
down
bus station.
Nebraska.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
go down.
They be in downtown
We went through
area.
Highland Pines right
Yeah,
there at the
yeah,
Shell.
yeah, right there.
The park right there on Nebraska. We hit 29th. We hit a little bit of West Tampa. But my struggle is that homeless people, they're not bad people. And when you get out there and identify what I'm telling you, it's like,
the circumstance.
Yeah,
right, it's circumstances. But that's why I think that we got to do better as people. And it's like, Isa just put a post. She said, it's sad that we have to create common sense rules, but common sense is that common. Why do you think it's so difficult to apply for assistance? So many people want to beat the system instead of learn the system. This is why it's important to vote on a local level. I totally agree.
One
I
thousand.
think
All
that,
politics is local.
right. But I also think that, like to see the people, like I saw one dude, it was a dude, he said there's a lady, and I saw right over there by the Wawa on Columbus and 50th. And she said, there's something in my ear and I can't get it out, but it's 'cause I slept on the ground last night. I'm just like, damn,
Bug.
you know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
up in the ear.
right. And I'm just like, here it
that
is.
might cause some type of illness,
Yeah.
or
Right.
some type of
And it's-
infection.
Great-
and
great
then now
likelihood
it's almost like when you don't have resources, it's like you spiral downhill.
Right.
You just start
and these
to
are not
spiral.
and these are
And then
not
once you
bad
start to
people.
spiral,
They
it's hard
lost
to- you know
they
what I'm
lost their
saying?
weight. They lost their way through
Yeah.
life.
It bugs me the most, and it definitely bothers me when veterans aren't taken care of. But it bugs me that in what I consider the greatest country in the world, not just because I was willing to go fight and die for it as a young man, and I look at young people now that are veterans that have many more ill.
Parham say veterans are well taken care of. Some of them just choose to be out there. I don't agree with that. We can agree to disagree on that.
Well taken care of. Listen,
I don't know about well taken care of.
Yeah, you know, and it's easy to say that.
And for every one that's well taken care of, it's probably about 10 that's not. So we gotta. So that's all I'm saying. I don't know the math on that right now, but
well, we're not made aware of the. A lot of times we're not made aware of what benefits we have, and people act like these benefits are granted without any resistance. It doesn't work that way. Take somebody who's there. Some people thought I might have had economic benefits from it that were tied to a check. No. And a lot of guys don't know that. But the one thing, if you know a veteran, and maybe that's something I need to get back on to doing that I used to do, is tell them that the country didn't give you anything. Because for 8 years of your life, you were willing to say, here, in exchange for my life, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, and we got to give them what they need.
Right.
So it ain't just about cutting a check. Because if a person not mentally well and you cut them a $3,000 check every month, you're not helping them.
No.
They need mental health services.
That don't happen.
So just giving somebody money, that ain't going to help them.
Right.
You got to give them what they need. And that's where equity comes in. You give each person what they need to get them what they need to be.
You're automatically going to be entitled to the health care benefits. Go anywhere that you're entitled to that. Nobody's giving you anything. And for the record, and I didn't learn this until not even 10 years ago, less than 7% of Americans are veterans. That's everybody. I don't care if they're World War II veterans, if we still have any.
My dad. Your dad's a veteran too, right?
Yeah.
My dad's a veteran. Yeah.
People don't realize, you think it would be like 35 or 40 where everybody's raving these doggone flags around.
But when you sit back and think, though, I don't mean to cut you off, back in the 60s and 50s, that was really, education was so far off, that was not even, you got to go to the military.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do because jobs weren't out there like that.
Military was an option.
Well,
that was the option.
More African Americans came out of poverty through government work, whether it was military, school, city, county, whatever, than any other area, because that would count educators.
Yeah, true.
Came out of poverty.
I'm telling you, it's so humbling. Like I'm telling you, just to get. I've been doing it for the yesterday was my third Sunday doing it, so I call it serving the city. But it's like, we get them.
I like it.
And we just start. We take Nebraska and we just hit people. So you might catch a Silver Stream by the dog track. They there. Yeah, then you go like slide.
Yeah.
They over there, and it's like. It makes you put like Tent City down there past Bowers Barbershop. Oh, that's right by the Blue Note.
Hey,
they ducked off over there.
When I go to the Adel, and I'm thinking, I don't accept that in this country with the surpluses that people should have to want for basic medical needs.
Thank you. I said she's gonna do another week with me. But I'm telling you, I appreciate it. But I'm telling you, the troubling part, and this is what freaked me out. We got homeless people in Temple Terrace. I couldn't believe that. I'm talking like on fit. Now, I'm not talking about River Bend. That's not Temple Terrace. I want to be clear. If you go to King, Society Park ain't in Temple Terrace. Let's just make sure everybody's aware. That's not Temple Terrace. River Bend, Place 1.
No, none of that.
Ain't none of that in Temple Terrace. I'm talking about crossing that bridge.
You gotta get across the bridge.
Passing River Hill. We don't hung out at gas, past the gas. All has been up there past the check.
By the Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen. Yeah. I'm talking about on 56th Street, Bush.
Yeah.
Where they got the bus little spots. They got folks in there sleeping. And I'm like, I'd be like, I was really like, I couldn't believe, like, I think I called you. I said, man, it's holding in Temple Terrace. Like, we got home in Temple. When I moved out here in 1989, you graduated. Temple Terrace was like, if you live in Temple Terrace, you've arrived.
Nice.
You've arrived.
Nice.
Still is.
You've arrived.
Yeah.
So to see homeless people, and like I just said, we got homeless people that are working full-time job, can't afford rent.
Yeah.
That's
that
tough.
Too.
That is.
That's tough.
And I tell people, like, now, it's a lot different when we was 18, 19. You got to get out here and find you something. These kids, it's too expensive.
And that's where the idea of rent controls come in, and when you need to be voting.
You're right, part of LA. I'm telling you, Honolulu got a lot of, Hawaii got a lot of homeless people too.
Yeah. And the thing is, people, and that's why I say politics is local, but you talk about rent controls, a lot of that. And
it's funny.
And the number of wealthy people that are so greedy, is
Well, I say that.
We
all
had
the
a
time.
2-bedroom,
that book
2-bath.
talk about it too, but I ain't gonna bring that up.
Don't bring it up right now. We had a 2-bedroom in 1994. Me and Carlos, when Deuce first got together, she said they got teachers at home. That's sad. We had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, Central Park, right there on Bullitt. Washer dry, full water dry, $530.
Unbelievable.
1994. Do you know how much that is? That same apartment is right now?
Probably about 23.
$1,650.
Yeah.
$1,650.
Wow.
So and then that's why I said that you sit back and think where you put a post out, everything is going up except incomes.
Yeah. Something income.
Everything is food is increased.
Everything going up except our income.
I like the Publix wings. Publix wings, 20 piece
$20 a
wings
box.
was $9.99 10 years ago. $15.99 now.
Damn, they're $20 a box.
And they want all of it.
Income for those that are working has increased above inflation, but inflation has rose to the point where your ability to feel it is not the same.
But we still got the COVID. We still using the COVID crutch, and I don't like that. People still try to get money back from COVID, and that's not right.
That ain't right.
That's not.
It ain't right.
And also, by the way, inflation is actually down. But the reality is,
but you know what's not down? Corporate greed ain't down.
Corporate greed ain't down.
That's a different.
I saw they had some guy work at Kroger.
Corporate greed ain't down.
Corporate greed, I think they had made I think a 300% increase from one quarter to another quarter. He gets a bonus like $15 million every quarter.
Right. But the thing that should be troubling is that people who don't have that level of wealth are promoting people who live off of your demise.
But that's why I go back to.
And they defend it.
It's so important that you establish that you create your entrepreneurial lane where you can make your own money, create your own lane. So anybody that's out here, you working, and working ain't it, find you a lane where you can create, whether it's shirts, go to school, haircuts, do your research, help people, whatever it is that you can do to generate that extra money, because it's tough.
Well, one thing that gets lost in a lot of the conversation is rich people hoard money. Rich people don't know what struggle is. They don't know what a recession is. They don't understand inflation. They don't understand inflation as well. And it's because no matter what the price is, they're going to pass it off to you.
Yeah.
And we have people who absolutely
defend it,
and it bugs the hell out of me.
Man, does it. So this is what pissed me off about that conversation. So a lot of people love to throw the word socialism around. It's like a scary word that they use to scare people into voting a certain way. Oh, well, this group of people, they socialists. They love to use that word socialism. Well, what made me mad about this is anytime somebody like us, working class people, say, hey, we want y'all to share the wealth. First of all, we're not saying take no wealth out your. We're just saying when we say share the wealth, we mean share the opportunities for us to have wealth and have upward mobility. That's what we really mean. We don't mean. But some people hear that.
Listen, share when it comes to paying taxes.
Some people will hear that word or hear that phrase, share the wealth. They think we want to go in people's bank accounts and take their money out and start spreading it around to everybody else. No, we're not saying that. We're saying spread the wealth, like opportunities and stuff like that. But what make me mad is when you say spread the wealth or share the wealth, they want to say socialism. But when a rich company, a big company, when their overhead goes up, they spread the cost.
Absolutely.
So in one aspect, we talking about, that's socialism. If you want some of the rich people's money, that's socialism.
They never talk about corporate socialism.
But they spread the cost of stuff when they go up. Why is that not considered socialism?
It is corporate socialism.
They don't talk about that.
Hold that thought, Pastor. Hold that thought, Pastor Two.
They push it out there on the rest of us.
Hold on, we'll be back with Pastor Two and Deacon Doss. So let us take our second break on tour. Everybody have church in here on this Monday. Amen and amen. I'm about to take my hat off so I have some offerings. Hey, so next break we brought to you with man Carlos Bard over at Auto Repair Center. He done jumped ship. That quick. He done jumped ship with the Chiefs. 813-443-4730.
I saw so many of them in the airport. I'm like, y'all got away with one last night.
Oh, yeah, they stole one. But we played good. I like how we played, so we'll be back. And also, Elevate Design got some breast cancer shirts coming out tonight, so make sure you check them out. 813-400-7015, ElevateDesigns.net.
I'm looking very forward to seeing the shirts.
Oh, okay. You got the chop shop? Okay. I got to order some more prints. Speaking, I'm going to do that tonight for you. So we'll be right back. We did not order right this music. Don't point at me. Don't do that. Torres, give us. So we'll be right back. Thank you. church.
And then
We have a Monday service in here.
I'm
But
just
you know,
saying,
Down
if you
here
think
at
they gonna lower
Falkenberg
their
Productions. Yours truly, EZDZ. I got my man,
lower no
A.K.A.
prices,
Ruff,
bro.
world famous Waldo not
What?
in. And today's,
What?
we got Pastor Two and Deacon Doss dropping gems
Yeah, I get on.
out here
I
and what's
get
going
them
on
church folks,
today.
too, don't get me
Like
started.
Dusty Rhodes say, in the wool, if you will. So let's crank up. But like I said, I look at where, we talked about the situation with the veterans, and it's like out there with the homeless people, and it's they in Riverview, they in Ruskin, they in Gibsonton. It's no discrimination. It's no white, black.
What people lose also with vets is they forget not just what we did not make in salary. They forget that for so long the United States was involved in so many conflicts. I won't say wars. So many conflicts, and when the places were being torn down, they were built up. But you know who didn't benefit from the amount of effort that was put into tearing down countries to build them up? The veterans didn't get that money. Now, government service workers did. True. Private contractors got big money. And we're talking about that's taxpayer money.
But that's something, I'm telling you, that's something
There's no reason that every city in America or every main city in America does not have all these dilapidated buildings could be rebuilt, and you could actually issue them out to veterans. And there also is housing for certain veterans if you have a disability level. But there's no reason that when you consider that you can't put on a uniform and you don't come back the same. And there's things that many of us will take to the grave that we know that other people don't deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Right. And I think that's the thing that's troubling is that to be out there yesterday, and I'm looking at, white veteran, couple black guy, older black guy had the thing that you sit on like I guess a walker per se, and he had a couple bags. It was like, man, like damn, I said, he said, God bless you, but he said, man, the Lord, he said, it was on your spirit today to come see me. So I said, yeah, it was, man. I said, I normally don't even go that way. I was dropping something off the trig that we had, but I was just like, man, I said, it makes you put life in perspective, because if we don't work for a couple months, we could be on the street.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing
because I could be one that need help one day or any day. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's the
I'm
thing.
not
We got
gonna
to
sit up here on my high horse and act like I ain't in the top 1%, and most of us not. So we got to stick together.
A whole lot of most of us. Not
99%. I mean 99%. But
you up here.
The problem is the 1% got the 99% brainwashed, so they can stay in power. I was reading an article. It said 8 families of the top wealthiest families have more wealth than, I think it said 5 billion people put together. If you took 5 billion people and put their resources together, 8 families got more than that. Now you can't tell. And I'm all for capitalism, bro.
5 billion fighting to keep them that wealthy.
I'm all for capitalism.
But let me.
I'm all for people. Hold on.
Let me. In the United States, though, I'm just trying to get an idea.
I'm all for capitalism. Okay. I believe in competition. I believe in all of that. But at some point, bro, we got to recalibrate it a little bit. I ain't saying change the whole system, but if you think 1% of the world, 1% of the wealth should control 99%. There's something wrong with that point of view, bro.
You say eight families.
8 families, like I think it was like I can't remember the Waltons. I think it was Disney.
Bill Gates.
Disney, Disney.
I'm definitely familiar. The first 100 people have more money than the other 7 billion people.
If you took 5 billion people and put their income together, they don't equal up to them 8 families. I mean, come on, bro. It need to be recalibrated. Well, and I'm not sitting here saying
the corporate
blow up the whole
structure,
system and change everything.
And you sit back and think from from what we're around, like LeBron is worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
And he has no money.
He ain't got no money compared to them.
He's nowhere. Michael Jordan's worth $1 billion.
Come on, man.
He's nowhere.
3 for Mike.
Man, they doing great for themselves.
But I never get Chris Rock said something on one of his stats. It was so good. He said, we have rich, we don't have wealth.
No,
right.
He said Shaq is rich, but the guy that signs his check
is wealthy. Right.
And when he said it, I like that rather that's right, because the owner has to be generating that kind of money in order to pay them.
No, I agree.
You gotta have it.
And I'm all for capitalism. I believe in competition. I believe in getting paid off your skills and your knowledge and all of that. But at what point do we say, man, come on, yo?
Part
one
of
family.
It is who controls? When you think about who controls the bully pulpit, and one thing I appreciate about, and I don't agree with everything that he did, but one thing I definitely appreciate about President Obama, when he told the Supreme Court, when they let Citizens United go, he said, we're going to have a problem, and we've had one. When you let corporations make investments, they've actually bought our politicians. He saw it coming, and look at where we are. And he 16 years later.
Yeah, we need to get lobbying shit. We need to get rid of lobbying.
And that comes from.
But they ain't gonna get rid of it because it's not in their pockets.
But that's a grassroots issue. There's far more of us than there are of them, and the numbers are the numbers. But this came to us, and I showed TuBoy says at a congressional hearing where the president of Kroger admitted that they inflated necessities. Necessities is the key word for the sole purpose of profit.
Profit. They inflated the price. So this is the false narrative that people say. Oh well, if the companies can operate at a lower cost, they'll automatically or they'll create jobs. That's not happening.
That's trickle down economics.
Trickle down don't work, man. All they do is buy back stocks and they do
always been crazy.
Come on, man. It's just not happening.
And the fact that you can take your stock, and I'm not saying that, and
they buy
I probably
back
shouldn't be saying it. I will say this: your stocks aren't even counted as an asset until you cash them in.
Until you cash it in.
But I can use it for collateral.
You can use it for collateral.
Not that I have any, big brother, but I'm just saying. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a double-edged sword. And the biggest thing about working class people, and I know people say, "Oh, well, you can pull yourself up from your bootstraps." And please don't say that to me around here, because don't get me started, because that phrase came from a time when we didn't have no bootstraps.
Absolutely,
we didn't have no boots. We didn't have on boots.
We had boots on our neck, though.
We definitely had a boot on our neck. And another thing that people don't understand is, well, you can work your way up. So coming from my dad's generation and the generation before with Jim Crow, we had no upward mobility. That's what people don't understand too. Yeah, we had a job, but if you were a cook at a restaurant, that's all you was ever gonna be.
You were red line.
You were not going to be able to.
You were red line economically.
You were not gonna be able to go up the ladder like many people in other communities. You were not gonna be able to work your way up that ladder because they put a ceiling on top of you and said you're a cook, and all you're gonna ever be is a cook. So we really didn't have no upward mobility. And that's where wealth comes in at. Wealth comes in with upward mobility. We got to get some type of upward mobility. Right. You ain't never going to get rich being a cook or being working, you know what I'm saying?
Don't forget also that there's so many, and people think it was a long time ago, but I'm only 3 years after the Civil Rights Act.
Right.
And I'm breathing well.
But I think also with that is that, like you spoke about earlier, like we didn't come into families where there's wealth already established, where there's a lineage of where generations, where they've had, that we come
massively.
In not massively.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you may have had I know my grandparents they have land.
They're doing better. We're definitely doing better.
They had land.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say we're not doing
us, which is crazy.
Right. I'm not gonna sit here and say we're not doing better. Or we're no
longer
we're no longer in Jim Crow and all of that. So we are doing better. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that. But what I'm saying is,
unless you deal with the 13th, I threw that out there.
I seen that. I seen that. I mean, it's a lot of
Jim Crow here.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, but
Castor.
But I think that's also
Satan.
put into play because we do not unite. That's the biggest thing. So as long as we keep us
separate, the numbers aren't even color. The numbers are it's economic.
It's not even about black and white.
Dr. King did not have a black people. He didn't have a black people's campaign. He had the poor people's campaign.
And how do they? But I'm telling you, that's why they don't want us to get together. Bro. The goal is to keep the working class people from uniting. So whatever differences you need to point out, you need to make sure the working class doesn't join together. So it's the goal of the ruling class to make sure, no matter if you point out the difference in religion, you point out the difference in ethnicity, you got Cubans, Dominicans, if you got whatever difference you can point out to keep them from joining together. Because, I mean, just do the math, 1%, yeah, they got the resources, but we got the manpower, we got the people.
And the numbers.
We got the numbers,
raw numbers.
If you can keep them, if you can keep the working class from joining together by saying, oh, you're a Republican and they're a Democrat, you're on the left, you're on the right, he's a Cuban, you're a black, he's white, you're a Dominican. If you could just keep us from joining together for whatever reason, it's the ruling class is gonna laugh all the way to the bank. They are laughing. They are laughing at us all the way to the bank, and we keep arguing about you're a Republican and you're a Democrat. We both working class people.
And you know what the interesting thing? You know the greatest. You know the largest growing. I wouldn't call it ethnicity, but the largest growth in race has been biracial. Is outpacing everything individually. So, man, listen. Go back to where President Obama talked about Citizens United. We talked about this corporate lobbying. They can buy them, but at the end of the day, as he said, the grassroots, us people who have our boots on the ground, their boots on our neck. If they unite, then you'll start to see the change that's necessary.
If y'all want to just do a little quick history lesson, just YouTube Bacon's Rebellion.
Yeah.
Bacon's Rebellion was when the ruling class realized, because during Bacon's Rebellion, that's when the working class was about to join. They were about to join together and create a rebellion. The ruling class realized we can't have these workers joining together. We got to make sure that they don't join together. So just YouTube the history of Bacon's Rebellion, and it'll just tell you how.
It also coincided with the introduction of race.
Yeah. Yes. If we can start saying, all right, well, they white and you black and and then make sure that they don't join together.
People forget how many indentured servants were actually European. Mm-hmm. Well, we were slaves, of course, in many cases. But there's a lot of indentured servants.
But it's a lot that goes back to that, man, and it just continues. It just keeps going.
You can tell somebody who actually graced the hallowed grounds of the University of Thomas Jefferson High School.
With that being said, we're gonna take our next break with that shameless Jefferson plug. We're gonna we'll be right back. Hey, this gonna be brought to you by my man.
All of that.
My man Waldo and his wife Teresa Wood over at King's Care. There you go, got that good King's Care product. You go get your pomade. What else I said? What is it? Pomade. I mean, I be saying it wrong. I'm sorry. Pomade. Okay. Pomade. King's Care, made for a king, made by a queen. So they online, they on Amazon. Go check them out. They got some good stuff. Definitely support the brand.
And in the Brandon Mall?
Yeah, they got some stuff in the Brandon Mall too. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick minute break. We come back, we're going to get to our Wingstop Chop Shop Super 13. I have Doss, huh?
We on this music, don't we?
No, we don't own this music either. So stop doing that, man. Torres, give us, we'll be right back. Give us a minute.
I'm going to go sing.
Wingstop first of all you do it. Okay, what's going on, good people? We get it to. We're gonna have a guest picker TuBoy here with us today. We'll pick some of these games, but we gotta definitely recognize the sponsor of the Wingstop Chop Shop Super 13. So without further ado, Torres, the little drum roll, pull them good Wingstops for the people out there in
Some chow for those of y'all.
TV land. We got 10 locations at Rock with Chop Shop. We just start out 2115 East Hillsborough, right there by Club Alibi. Down street from Rumors if you was hanging out in the late early 90s. 813-559-1527. If you was hitting Club Joy, 10019 North Dale Mabry, 813-374-3566. If you ventured off on I-4 down at the Club Cafe, 4217 South Florida, 863-450-2353. If you had that young date, you was taking the Malibu back in the day.
Okay.
14915 West Florida, 813-851-0088.
Oldsmar?
Yeah.
Almost an Oldsmar?
Yeah, we out there. Yeah, we out there too.
8436.
Yeah, we out there in town and country too. Now we expanded. 8436 West Hillsborough, 813
Over the dog track.
736 946. Yeah, exactly. So
Torres told me, I ain't never been down there.
Yeah.
You know,
and we also, like I said, we out there in Loops, as well as Wesley Chapel. The Wesley Chapel location is 1219 Bruce B. Downs, 813-536-0222. You can go to the Outlet Mall, 23048, Florida Highway 54, 813.
Been out there.
705-9464. Right out there now, not too far from the Jefferson University, 107 South Dale Mabry.
University.
813-551-2423. Where it all started at 2776 North Fowler, 813-9464. And Chop Shop headquarters, 9305 North 56, 813-373-5174. Right about the old Blockbuster. You still got to pass through a count with them? You turned it in yet?
Well, you better put your hat on when they looking for you. What?
The Blockbuster.
Yeah, the Blockbuster. Hey, Blockbuster was a spot back in the day,
Man,
boy.
look at here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and the worst thing was waiting.
Yeah.
And the worst thing was waiting on the video to come back in.
They had the pot. They started putting all the like
little snacks with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one
One-stop shop. Yeah.
Blockbuster was straight, bro.
Yeah, Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I hate they closed it. They started doing the Netflix. That took it out the
Keep
game.
up with progress.
No.
That's how progress works.
Yeah.
They didn't want to keep up. They
Yeah.
wanted to stay the same.
Well, Hazinga passed, didn't he? But when that happened, well, he he ended up passing and went on to his kids. And like most children tend to do when you don't have a trust, they'll mess it up.
Ready?
Mess it up.
yeah,
okay.
it's all good. But
Well, we're going to get to the Super 13. First of all, I'm going to give Ruff the privilege of announcing the Player of the Week this week for the gift card.
Butcher his name. But
It's
I'll be
Renell.
there.
Renell Dubose.
No, I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
excuse me, okay.
like Kevin.
Yeah.
But like Kevin.
But they're not related.
But they're not. No,
They're
I
not
know.
related. Okay.
So Renell and actually we don't have my shirts for I owe y'all 3 shirts at the University of Thomas Jefferson High School. I'll come out tomorrow and give up the card and also give
There he is right there for the people.
and give Knowledge his MVP award for being the first ever recipient of the DOS Bowl MVP recipient.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Renell had 21 carries, 216 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a big win over Freedom, 45-21 over at Sam Horton Stadium, right there on Cypress Street this past Friday for the undefeated Dragons. So let's get into our early games. Ruff got 76 wins. I got 74. I'm trying to catch them. So let's pull up Torres' first set of games, please. Lakeland Christian at Carrollwood Day. Carrollwood Day surprised me and jumped on Wildwood this past week. I'm going to take Carrollwood Day. You going with Lakeland Christian?
I'm not sold on Carrollwood Day. Give me Lakeland Christian.
So I know that's your family, so I know that's easy.
I'm going with Carrollwood Day.
Okay, that's fair. Somerset Academy at Tampa Catholic.
Tampa Catholic can't be bad all forever. So let's go Tampa Catholic.
Yeah, I'm riding that too.
Jesus, man, really Zephyrhills?
Zephyrhills at Pasco. Pasco's ain't won a game yet. I think Zephyrhills gonna come in.
Pasco ain't won one yet?
Yeah, I like DJ Pickett all day.
I wish if he ain't got 22 of them, but give me Z anyway.
A really good matchup 20 years ago, Brandon at Hillsborough.
Oh, yeah.
40 years ago would have been probably in Tampa Stadium.
Yeah.
Hillsborough by a lot. Bloomingdale just beat Brandon 40-0. So
I saw that.
This is the type of game, any kids that play for Hillsborough, if you listen, call your grandmama, your auntie, everybody playing this week. So Hillsborough
get
big.
your shirt with your face on it early.
Yeah, get there early. Our game
Definitely
of the
I'm
week.
taking Hillsborough.
Records are not as good, but it's always about the heritage for me, man, and what it stands for. Next set of games, please. We got the 1-4 Militant Tigers traveling to play the winless Blake Yellow Jackets.
And unfortunately, we lost. Raymond James lost it because of what you talked about earlier.
Fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
Who you liking this Militant or Blake?
I'm always gonna go with. I had son that graduated from there, so I'm gonna go with Blake.
Two, I know your ties are with
great man,
Militant.
Mr. Collins.
Yeah.
Middleton.
I take Blake basketball season, but right now my nephew at Middleton,
Give me.
I ain't got no choice but to ride with them. Expansions, I like to call these expansion schools. Warden at Sickles. Warden just got dogged this past week by Durant.
Yeah, Durant was mad.
Yeah.
Durant.
I do like Sickles. What you like?
Guess which Wharton is going to show up? Give me Wharton. They got pride.
Two,
I
who you
don't know
like?
that much about it. I'm gonna go
Okay.
with Wharton too.
Okay. Last game before we get to honorable mention, Bloomingdale going to Polk County.
Bartow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, DeWine. Yeah.
Bartow pretty tough.
What?
They normally keep some athletes.
Yeah, they definitely do
Yeah.
that. And I mean, Bloomingdale just beat Brandon, so they may be kind of spelling themselves this week, you know. So
They're going to
I
need
do
some smelling salt.
I do like Bartow to
Early
take
and
care of them.
often. Early and
Yeah,
often.
that's gonna be a tough game for them. I just think that Bartow
And it's going to be physical.
loud.
for
You
them.
know, the Polk County games be a little different
Yeah.
because the crowd they get
Especially
into
when
it.
you get to the heavyweight Polk County team.
Yeah.
That's going to be physical.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. But I just think that's the bad thing now with these schools so spread out. Like Leonard plays Lakewood Ranch, which some they probably would have never done. So now these schools are going out playing different schools, different counties. I don't per se agree with that, but I guess they're going on population and they try to zone it to where it works for everybody.
Well,
like when you play at Jefferson, how far did y'all go? Like,
I told you I got beat by Sarasota.
so that was a district game.
No, it wasn't our district. In fact, I told you that's the game. Eric won the Bay Area Sporting Good Defensive Player of the Week, and I won Offensive Player of the
What
Week.
about you? How far y'all played from King?
I don't remember.
Okay,
Basketball or football?
just basketball. Like,
Oh,
did y'all
basketball.
play like anybody? Like like Polk County?
We played Kathleen my senior year.
Was that like
They
just?
was tough. Who else we played?
I mean, was that did y'all go over there? Or they came to y'all.
They came to us.
Okay.
My senior year.
Okay.
We played Dreadnoughts too, my junior year, I think.
How was that?
Both them teams were pretty good because they had some athletes.
Well, you might have called Livingston Chapman was
No,
gone.
Chapman was gone. But
Chapman
we
was
played
gone.
They had some good players.
They always had though.
I think people forget how good the talent was in Lakeland.
Yeah, Lakeland
Because at
was
one
tough.
time that was their way out. So they
Well, it still
They had
is.
some
It
hoopers
still
now.
is. I mean, they don't have
The Hoopers went to Kathleen and football players went to
Lakeland.
Yeah.
But you also had
Lakeland had some athletes.
right. But you also had Winter Haven, Avon Park.
Yeah.
Winter
So it was good.
Haven.
It was
we played
good
Winter
hoop.
Haven my senior
You
year.
did?
We did play Winter Haven.
Y'all-
Did y'all go there or?
They came to us. I remember that game. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all didn't have to go nowhere. I'm trying to see what game that you
Yeah,
went to.
I'm
Like,
trying-
okay,
yeah, we played.
Your
Winter
King
Haven came to
team
us,
never
yeah.
went anywhere to play anybody that was
like go
No, we
Clearwater,
didn't go
St.
far.
Pete.
We didn't go far.
Okay,
Not my senior.
so y'all just stayed like
They had some
Plant
hoopers over there in
City,
St. Pete too.
Plant City, Robinson,
Yeah.
Plant City, Ted Robinson, Chamberlain.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
TuBoy came. He missed. Well, he might have watched.
They had
but-
some hoopers in
but-
St. Pete too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
They got good hoop over there now. Like I said, they got, but it's different because I think it's so many schools. People say so many schools, but when you look at Miami, Miami's got double the amount of schools we have.
Yeah.
I just think the talent is different, and I think these kids
might be a little bit different.
that's the thing. When you come from
it's the hunger.
when you come from those environments, like we spoke about earlier, like wolves and sheep. A sheep is always going to be protected. A wolf going to make something happen. So it's a big difference. So we can get into our next set of games.
and
These
the
are
wolf will hunt until his appetite is appeased.
exactly. So our next set of games, 70 Christian off this week, lost their first game. The St. Pete Cavs, they're off this week. Interesting game to me is Newsom at Strawberry Crest. Newsom is tough. Strawberry Crest ain't lost yet.
I'm gonna go with Newsom on that one.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so am I. I have a soft spot for this because they play old school football.
Yeah, I'm gonna try Strawberry Crest. Steinbrenner going to the Tarpon Springs to play East Lake. Steinbrenner just beat Plant City, so
Yeah, that was surprising. They had a basketball score.
yeah, 45-44.
Yeah.
Who you liking there? Steinbrenner?
Steinbrenner,
Yeah,
yeah.
me too.
And then over there in Tarpon Springs.
I'm gonna try East Lake. Go back to the mall where it all started. He's like, okay, let's get into the 13, man. We right out the gate with a doozy. Number 13, Spoto, first time ever making the Super 13. They got a tall task at number 2, Tampa Bay Tech.
They ain't gonna meet it.
Okay, they won't be in the 13 long.
That's
okay,
gonna be rated R.
Like everybody got Tech all the way. Tech. Okay, Tech. What? Okay.
East Bay.
East Bay over
Lato. Okay, we all agree on that. Sumner at Plant City.
I think Sumner. I told you, don't be surprised, but give me Sumner.
Yeah, Sumner.
My nephew Braden play on JV. I'm riding with Plant City.
Man,
No disrespect, Jab. Berkeley at Calvary Christian. I like Berkeley. You going against the grain?
No, I can't. Berkeley got too much of my money. Go ahead. Go to Berkeley.
All right. Durant traveling this week, next set of games. Durant actually is at Riverview. What y'all like in that?
I feel sorry for Riverview. I think Durant's going to continue.
Durant on that.
I think Durant's going to be mad for a while.
Next set, please. Yeah, I like Durant. Durant host the Riverview. They're going to whoop them. Gaither versus West Chat. Here's another game where everybody going to get to play. They're gonna whoop them pretty sound. The number 5, Jefferson Dragons hosting the Robinson Knights, old school rivalry.
Yeah.
Robinson ain't got enough, so we got to keep riding.
Go to the University.
Oh goodness, this guy.
I like us against the Bucks first half. So.
Now this is a tricky game. Cardinal Newman traveling to the Jesuit.
You know, it's amazing that I'm concerned that it's interesting because Jesuit has played a juggernaut.
Yeah, they play a tough schedule. This ain't land. Everything else is pretty much pie. After this,
man, they've been beat. They had to been beaten up. You didn't just go grab some anybody,
right? You like Jesuit to fight this week?
Well, hey, I got a graduate of Jesuit too, so give me Jesuit.
Okay, number 3, them Leonard Longhorns traveling down to Battle. They ain't lost shit. They doing business.
Yeah.
They at Lakewood Ranch. Do they keep it going?
I like them.
I like the Longhorns too.
Yeah, give me Leonard.
And the last game, big game about 15 to 20 years ago, Armwood number 1 at Plant.
We thought
who was 2 and 3
so at the beginning of this year. Not so much no more, huh?
No.
Armwood's a bully.
Armwood gonna do business.
They're the county bully.
Yeah. So I do want to thank y'all for supporting Wingstop Chop Shop Super 13. So with that being said, let's get into the Rapid Fire brought to you by Conan's, the good folks down there in Carver City. 1510 North Hubert, 813 870-0404. They closed the next 3 days. They back at it Thursday. So let's get to this real quick with the Rapid Fire with the one and only.
Thursday I'll go by there, so I had to go by and get something from them. So
watch that weather too. So the weather's supposed to be careful with that. We'll talk about that before we get out of here.
Weather system coming.
Okay, so let's get into it real quick. Won't keep you long. Won't keep you long, TuBoy.
What's up? What you got for me?
Favorite Louisiana food?
I already know what
man.
you're gonna say.
Damn, that's a hard one, bro.
Gumbo, jambalaya.
You eat crawfish too.
Crawfish.
I
know.
Okay, well give me 3. Give me 3 then. Give me 3.
Catfish, fried catfish.
Okay.
People think we strange if we eat catfish.
I love catfish.
Yeah, I just dog something
gumbo.
today.
I gotta go with gumbo and
Okay.
crawfish etouffee.
What's your 3?
Definitely gonna be gumbo, catfish. I would say gator, but I say crawfish.
Jambalaya, gumbo, red beans and rice.
Oh yeah, I forgot
But
about
see,
that.
I eat my red beans rice with my catfish, so I'm good.
Okay.
I don't eat pork no more. They used to throw in the sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so listen. That's why I try to tell people that New Orleans eat is a lot different.
It's different.
Live is crowd you play that when you was at Dillon.
Oh man, you already know, bro. When we play Xavier, Dillon Xavier game, that like the whole city be lit, bro.
Best high school athlete you played against at King. Best player you played against at King.
Man, that's a tough one. We had.
I know you saw some.
Man, that's hard. I'm gonna say
because you was in that phase from 86 to 89.
87, 80. Well, 10. Yeah, 87. That's tough. I'm gonna have to go ahead and
give me 3.
I'm gonna get
give me
Jesse.
3. Give me 3.
I'm about to say
Jesse. I played against Jesse. Was 1 year behind me, but Jesse was tough.
Okay.
But the refs, you couldn't touch Jesse. So he had a little bit.
Jesse got called.
Yeah. He was tough.
Jesse got called, and no throwing shade, but Jesse had. I'm sure Shane Voigt, Hasselback, but it was just him and 4 white guys.
Yeah, and them white boys.
So they can hoop now. They gonna ball. They gonna bump.
Them boys
if they had to.
Yeah, they was.
But Shane Vogel, like Sky, he played tough.
They was tough.
But when you sit back and think about it, like, you couldn't touch that. Just hit King the year you left. They had King for 53.
Yeah.
Kirby seen you in the district.
Yeah.
And he dunked about 11 times. Bo Hurt ain't got him yet.
Yeah, you couldn't really. Yeah, still
couldn't do that. You couldn't do that with him. So
East Bay, right?
Who?
Where Bo go to school?
Bo Hurt. Bobo. Reggie Crystal went to King and Bo Hurt went to King. Bo was a big.
Reggie was a hoop.
Yeah, Reggie's an athlete. Great athlete.
A dog too.
Yeah. So let me see. So you said Jess. Who the other two?
Shoot, I don't know. Terry Young.
Terry was tough at Brandon.
Was nice.
My little brother. He used to kill us.
No, Terry was tough. I ain't
Terry used to kill us.
He was tough at ACC too when he came to the gym.
Let me tell you about Terry Young story.
Terry was tough.
We used to go to ACC and Coach Pat let us hoop from like 12 to like 2 before they started practice. So Terry and Mike, and we knew Mike.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Terry and Mike were brothers. So Terry was always, book bag, didn't really say a lot.
Yeah.
But Terry would come in the gym and give work. So it was me, Dawson,
his game was solid, bro.
Right, it was me, Dawson, Lou, and we might have 2 more guys, but we gonna run the court.
Yeah.
We gonna run the court. Man, Terry would get out there, man. He could play with 4 bums.
Bro.
Man.
And I'm talking about he giving out work.
Crazy work.
And I'm like, damn, Luke God. Man, somebody got to pick him up.
His game was solid, bro.
Man, he gave that. I mean, he was ahead of his game.
Basketball IQ.
Oh, man, I'm talking about it made it a little easy.
Yeah,
he made it a little easy.
I ain't gonna cap. And my boy Jay Smith, he was 1 year ahead of me.
But Jay had bounce.
But Jay get baseline on you.
Favorite
Dunk City.
Favorite sports movie.
Oh, favorite sports movie. That's a good one. Oh man, favorite sports movie. Shoot, I'm gonna go with Remember the Titans.
Okay. All time favorite LSU athlete. You give me 2 of them.
Wow. Oh damn, all
you
time.
You give me 2 of them.
You know, got with my boy Shaq.
That's why I said Shaq. But then give me one more.
Hang out with Shaq, man.
Give me one more there.
Oh man, and then I'm gonna have to go ahead and go with Dang, but hey, I know a lot of people slept on Stroll Miles Swift.
Swift was tough.
Man, Swift was tough. Stroll Miles Swift, I'm gonna go with him too.
Now for me, Shaq is again, but Chris Jackson and Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah. Tyrann Mathieu,
yeah. And Honey Badger.
And of course, I was gonna say Joe Burrow, but you know.
Yeah, they played tonight. I'm trying to get out of here early.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, my boy. Okay. You know, Joe Cool.
Biggest. Who's yours?
For LSU,
yeah.
Naturally, he's gonna be Shaq.
Okay. If you had to choose one more,
Chris, I forgot about. Yeah, okay. I forgot about him.
Biggest pet peeve.
But I don't forget that I was in El Paso when they came there.
And fried. Hardaway got fried.
Yeah, I was in El Paso.
Biggest pet peeve.
Oh man, pet peeve. What's my biggest pet peeve? That's a hard one, bro. I don't really have a whole. I don't have no hard pet peeve.
But you got something that drive you crazy.
I mean, I just hate to see. I'm gonna say when I see a parents fitted up and their kids ain't on point. That's my biggest pet peeve.
Okay. And the last question: any young educator about to get their feet wet, teacher, what advice would you give them?
Okay, any young educator, been there, done that. Just building relationships. Build relationships with your students. Build relationships with your community. Relationships carry way farther than any knowledge that you might have or any content that you're trying to teach. You build the relationships. Most of the time, everything else gonna kind of fall into place. And people don't remember what you taught them. They remember how you make them feel. They ain't gonna remember all the other stuff. I probably taught all about the Civil War. I done taught about all kind of different topics and slavery, and I done taught all about that. My students don't care about that. When they see me, the ones when they see me out and about, they just remember that I treated them fair and I had love for them. They don't remember nothing I taught them.
I can say that. I remember that at Fat Tuesday. I definitely remember that.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of that guy. And speaking of which, when it comes to educators, and one thing that bugs me throughout the school systems of Florida, all you unions, especially some of you bought and paid for heads of unions, need to combine to make a large teachers union and support teachers. Support educators.
That's a good one.
There's damn sure enough of you dumbasses running around here that there's no argument that we don't need to support education.
Any shout out you want to give before we get out of here, man?
Man, shout out to all my peeps, my educators. Y'all keep doing what y'all do. My King High family, class of '89. In about 2 weeks, we having our 35th reunion party.
That should be something.
Yeah, 35. We class of '89. Everybody know us. You know
That's
how we
good
get down.
stuff.
We be
That's good
outside.
stuff. That's good
But
stuff.
all love to everybody, man. And I wish everybody the best, no matter
Some of us
what.
are
No,
traumatized by the class of '85 still.
yeah.
I know. Also, put that Vanilla Funk for tomorrow night Zoom room. If you ain't doing nothing.
Let's see if he screws.
I ain't got no playlist. The playlist ain't out. You gotta log. I gotta send you the link.
I just want
You can check it out tomorrow. We giving away, like I say, Cupcake City giving us away 2 half dozen cupcakes. We do trivia. Tria giving away 2 single meat meals. So we give away 4 prizes every week, and then Carlos every once a month gonna give away an oil change. So we got that on for you.
Okay.
Zoom room, be a part of it, man. Like I said, just reach out to me on Facebook. I send you the link.
Hey, if you're gonna do it
Put
that
you right in
way,
the game.
we'll just throw in a consult for him. Sure, why not?
Okay.
I'm interesting.
Okay.
Hey, I want to see if you screw up this, but I know you.
But
We
just
can't
real
do
quick
it.
on the most serious note before we get out of here, man. Guys, be safe. They've already
Yeah,
declared
be
a state
safe.
of emergency.
Yeah.
Get all your supplies that you need. Hopefully they'll come together tomorrow and get these kids. Hernando's already stopped
Shut it
school
down.
for Wednesday and Thursday. No school.
Okay. Yeah.
So they got a meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So hopefully, like I say, get what you need. I got to run out tonight
Yeah.
and grab some stuff because we've been fortunate. We have not been hit. Like, Fort Myers got hit a couple years ago.
Yeah, we've been
And you
fortunate.
just don't want to get caught with your drawers down. So
don't.
so like I say, for Torres, aka Ruff,
What?
world famous Waldo, like I said, we still praying for you, bro. Hopefully everything
Absolutely.
work itself out. Keep God first. Love your family. When you see us, holler. Who's got it better than us? Nobody.
Nobody.
Good night. See y'all next Monday.